So LeBron James, the report came out that he's expected to miss couple or several weeks. He injured that foot in the third quarter against the Dallas Mavericks game, which they won. He played out the game, and he said that it felt good. It got better as the game went on. Typically, that does happen when you're moving the foot. A lot of times when it stiffens up, it looks a lot worse. But he played out the rest of the game. He said it felt better. Darvin Ham even echoed what he said and said that, hey, look, the foot, it wouldn't be too much of a problem. They're going to monitor it day to day. The thing is, you already have D'Angelo Russell, D'Lo out with the high ankle sprain, which I mentioned from the time of his injury is going to be out 5 weeks. I hope they're not rushing to get him back. A high ankle sprain in his situation, if you want him to come back and be as explosive as he was before, you really want to heal that thing up. And of course, the one who's carrying the team right now is Anthony Davis, who's been playing exceptional the past couple of games. His durability, does he stay healthy? If the team leans on him more, your trades, Vanderbilt and Malik Beasley. Vanderbilt has proven himself to be a good two-way player in these couple of games. We'll see how sustainable that is. But Malik Beasley has been pretty much garbage since then. I don't say garbage. He's not. He hasn't been shooting well. He's came to shoot, and he's. I think the last game he was like 2 for 15 and 1 for like 6 or 7 at the 3-point line. So he's not shooting as well. This is a team that can go in the next couple of 3, 4, 5 games with your starting lineup being Schroeder, Hachimura, Vanderbilt, Beasley, and Anthony Davis. So this is a different lineup when you have Russell and you have LeBron in there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. With this Lakers lineup, this Lakers injuries. LeBron James, we don't know what the extent of the injury is. We know it's a foot injury, which can be broad. If it's the outside of the foot, if it's the front of the foot, the inside of the foot, whatever it is, we don't have as much information, so we can't tell the extent of the injury. Now, if we find out what it is, we can say, hey, you know what? Okay, boom. He's going to be out. We can analyze it and say he's going to be out this long. We can take a look at what the actual injury is and see the recovery time for it and then place a timestamp on that as well, too. But LeBron James has something bigger to think about. LeBron James is not necessarily thinking about coming back early in these couple weeks. LeBron James is more worried about how do I sustain my health so I can play with my son. That's the big thing for LeBron James. It's not just so he can go back up and boom, he's all good. Will he play through injury? Are the playoffs that important to LeBron James as is it important as playing with his son right now in his career? No. There's nothing more LeBron James can do for us to say he's the greatest of all time. What he can do is play with his son, and that will solidify his greatness. There's no one in sports that has reached this feat of this caliber other than Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. We haven't seen it in sports, right? When a father-son duel is out there on the field. I want to see it with Frank Gore, but we haven't seen this feat. And I go on to say that because LeBron James is going to have to think long and hard about this. Do I want to come back if I'm not 100% to get to the playoffs, or do I want to wait it out? If I'm 110%, we have 3 games left. Hey, look, I'll play. But when you think about a storybook ending to LeBron James' career, what he's focused on is not necessarily this championship, which is a long shot going to the West. John Morant said, hey, look, he's not afraid about going to the West, but it's a long shot. So we'll see what happens with it. I do think that, LeBron James should take his time with it. I would love to see D'Angelo Russell, AD, and LeBron James on the floor of this best Lakers team to see what their realistic shot is for a playoff and a championship run under what Pelinka and LeBron James pretty much orchestrated as far as getting guys in and letting guys go. But we'll see what happens. We'll continue to monitor LeBron James. A foot injury, they say several weeks, which could definitely dive into the time where the Lakers could miss the playoffs. So, Russell, I predicted 5 weeks for him to be completely explosive. It sounds like they're pushing him back earlier. He's day to day. We'll see. I think he's been out for at least a week right now. So, we'll see what happens week 2, week 3 if that ankle's feeling good for him to come back. And they have the best equipment, but the best recovery time you can have is just patience. Is just taking time, not getting back, resting. So we'll see what happens with the Lakers and what happens if LeBron James comes back. when he comes back, when D'Lo comes back, and what this Lakers team will look like when it comes down to them winning games down the stretch.